Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Kittle has no bad blood with Aiyuk, points towards silver lining of holdout. The Brandon Aiyuk saga continues on, with recent reports from Ian Rappaport pointing toward a potential San Francisco 49ers deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers for the young wide receiver. There are also reports that the 49ers have offered Aiyuk a big payday, but he has not accepted. Star tight end George Kittle chimed in on the situation, highlighting what little positivity he could, saying, "I love having him as a teammate, but the one benefit to him not practicing is a lot of younger guys are getting these reps," Kittle said. "They're getting important reps with the ones and quarterback, Brock Purdy, that they wouldn't be getting otherwise. I'm not going to take probably any rookie over Brandon, I'm not going to do that. But the fact that now these young guys get these reps, it's going to put them in a position to succeed if we can't figure stuff out with Brandon, and they'll be more ready for a season as opposed to just going with the 2s and 3s the whole time. It just kind of is what it is." In what initially appeared as a case of the 49ers having the majority of the power, it has completely shifted as of late. With reports that Aiyuk had a deal on the table for nearly $32 million a year from the New England Patriots to offers from the Cleveland Browns and Pittsburgh Steelers, the market for Aiyuk has gotten hot. Add in the fact that Aiyuk has not accepted the 49ers' latest multi-year offer, and one can see that it is indeed Aiyuk holding all the cards, with Alex K. of Bleacher Report writing, "Given negotiations with San Francisco's brass restarted last week, Aiyuk now appears be in line to play for a legitimate Super Bowl threat in 2024 and possibly well beyond, even if he doesn't net as much cash on his extension as he could have from another organization." For Aiyuk, one would think the ability to win a Super Bowl would be of paramount importance, especially considering he's going to earn in the neighborhood of that $30 to $32 million range per year. Going to the Steelers doesn't seem to move him closer to that goal than where he is with the 49ers. The 26-year-old out of Reno, Nevada is coming off of a career-best 1,342 yards receiving, earning him a spot on the All-Pro second team. A potential move to the Steelers would be an interesting dynamic shift, as Aiyuk would lose the passing ability of Brock Purdy, instead receiving passes from Russell Wilson. Wilson and the 2024 Steelers produced 0 1,000-yard receivers. They produced 0 900-yard receivers. They produced 0 800-yard receivers. In fact, the last 1,000-yard receiver that Wilson produced was Tyler Lockett in 2021 for the Seattle Seahawks. The last 1,000-yard receiver for the Broncos franchise also came in 2021, Deontay Johnson, with Ben Roethlisberger at QB. Details on a return for Aiyuk have not been reported, but the cap flexibility would give 49ers brass a much more palatable check to write for Purdy when his extension comes due. The Terrible Podcast talking Steelers 53-man roster predictions, Troy Fautanu starting report, latest on Brandon Aiyuk and more. Season 15, Episode 10 of the Terrible Podcast is now in the can. In this Wednesday episode, which was recorded late Tuesday night, Alex Kozora and I get right to recapping the several transactions that the Pittsburgh Steelers have made since our last full show. We also go over the overall health of the team heading into Wednesday's training camp practice, the final one that will be open to the public this year. We move on to discuss the report by Jerry Dulac of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette that rookie OT Troy Fautanu will be a starter come the start of the regular season. Additionally, we discuss Dulac saying that Broderick Jones and Dan Moore Jr. will continue to battle for the starting left tackle position. We go deep into whether that makes sense and what the reaction will and should be if Moore beats out Jones and Fautanu starts at right tackle. Unfortunately, there is still no finality yet when it comes to whether the San Francisco 49ers will trade Brandon Aiyuk to the Steelers or just re-sign him. Even so, Alex and I go about recapping the several reports on Aiyuk that surfaced throughout the day on Tuesday. With the Steelers' first preseason game of 2024 now behind us, Alex and I have both revised our 53-man roster predictions. We go over those predictions, the changes that each of us made and why, and more. We talk a lot about the offensive line and cornerback groups as part of us review our 53-man roster predictions. This 80-minute episode also discusses several other minor topics not noted, and we close things out by answering a few emails that we recently received from listeners. Brandon Aiyuk has offers from Steelers, 49ers. Decision day might have finally arrived for Brandon Aiyuk and the San Francisco 49ers. According to multiple reports, Aiyuk holds contract offers from the 49ers and Pittsburgh Steelers. He hasn't accepted the offer from the 49ers, and remains a non-participant in practice over his dissatisfaction with his contract status. The Steelers were permitted a window to discuss a long-term contract with Aiyuk and settled on trade terms with 49ers general manager John Lynch, NFL Network reported Tuesday, should the 49ers decide to trade him. Amid stalled contract talks with the 49ers, Aiyuk was pursued by the New England Patriots and Steelers. NFL Network and ESPN reported Aiyuk declined the trade to New England. The number 25 pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, Aiyuk is scheduled to earn $14.124 million in 2024 on the fifth-year team option linked to his rookie deal. Aiyuk, 26, topped the 49ers with 75 receptions and 1,342 yards and caught 7 touchdowns in 16 games in 2023. He has 269 catches for 3,931 yards and 25 touchdowns in 62 career games, 60 starts. The wide receiver contract market has exploded recently and Aiyuk wants to ride the wave. Miami Dolphins All-Pro Tyreek Hill renegotiated his contract to boost his salary to $30 million per season in each of the next 3 years. Minnesota Vikings wideout Justin Jefferson signed a 4-year, $140 million contract, and the Philadelphia Eagles reworked the deal of A.J. Brown, 3 years, $96 million, to lift his annual salary to $32 million. Detroit Lions wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown also landed a huge contract with a salary of just over $30 million per year. Aiyuk has been attending the 49ers training camp to avoid fines, but not practicing. Under terms of the collective bargaining agreement, players who don't report are subject to fines of up to $50,000 per day. The Steelers need a quality starting receiver opposite George Pickens after trading Deontay Johnson to the Carolina Panthers in March. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Brandon Aiyuk? Leave your opinion in the comments.